day there everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Cliff. I'm a gem cutter from Australia, and in this video we'll be featuring the gems that I found during my Tasmanian trip. So here I am at the Ringarooma River, and my apologies for some of the poor camera work as I didn't have my film crew with me, so I just had to make do with myself and the camera, and my son did take a bit of footage also. So I'll leave the video quite raw with no backing music, and you'll probably hear me huffing and puffing after I've completed digging, as digging for gems at times can be quite exhausting. Towards the end of the video, when I'm back home, you'll get to see the total amount of gems that I found on my Tasmanian trip.
Someone's camping just up there.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I found around here. Just found that on the surface.
So this is my first real day where I go out on the river digging, and I really just find a spot where I think I've seen some spinels, and I just dig where I see the spinels, and that's all I do, looking for any trace of spinel, because spinel is heavy, and as you can see here, after I've sieved that, the little black pieces of gem material that you can see at the bottom of the sieve are all spinels. And we'll get a close-up of what I found, and fortunately I find a sapphire, a little blue sapphire, but it's nothing much. It's actually a tiny little bomb, but at least it's something. So here we are back on the river on our second outing, and my son is filming all this. And I guess we put in a bit more effort this time on the second trip to the river. We probably would have sieved for around 2.5 hours total, and we did find a lot more than the first time, but we put in more effort, and the more material that you move through the sieve, the more likelihood that you'll find more gems. That's how it usually works.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, just want me doing this. Ooh, that's warm. What is it? No, there's nothing there. Anyway, bit like this. It's partially smoky quartz. Not quite right, but not too bad. Actually looking for topaz more than anything. Anyway, I'll have a better look at that in a moment when the camera's off. And we'll have a look at the next pan. We'll have a look what's under here, in here. So there'll be spinels, and see all the spinels down the bottom. You can see those. You can see that's already on the bottom. So I'll have a look through that in a moment. So here we have what I've found. As you can see, this little topaz in there. Got a macro of it. There's a topaz there. Probably cut that. It's big enough to cut. It's still small. And there's one there. Get into view. Topaz there. Topaz. Tiny. Plenty of topaz. One there. Topaz there. It looks like a... Oh, leave those. I want sapphires too, but it's lots of topaz. So the black stuff's the spinels. That's all spinels. So these are all topazes, tiny as they are, but they're all little cutters. And that was just found in that last sieve. Found some bigger ones, and I'll show you those later on. This is a nice little bit. I'll look through the rest of the sieve, but that was easy to spot. There's some of the things I've found. There's a little blue sapphire there, bit of a bomb, topaz, big bits of spinel, this nice clear bit of citrine, I think it is. It's like petrified wood, but I'm not sure about that. And this here is interesting because it's really heavy. So that's about 40 minutes work. But I mean, it's nothing special. A few cutters. I did find some cutters today, which is good, in topaz. So later on when it dries out, I'll show you those close up again. Well, this is the second time I went out on another dig and found plenty of little topaz, quite a few cutters. So that's all little topaz. Over here we have zircons, not big but better than nothing. And these are the sapphires I found. So, and then plenty of bombs. This is actually a star sapphire. If it was wet it would look better. Plenty of spinels. So I might facet some of those. They'll be really good to facet. And a light bit of smoky quartz. So we have a piece of smoky quartz. But quite a few cutters in here. The topaz aren't huge in the Rangaruma River, but I guess if you get onto a little patch you probably will find quite a few. I actually love faceting topaz, so that would be a real bonus if you're into topaz, but sapphires, yeah, I don't know, far and few between. I thought that's a light blue one there, but not many of them around. Anyway, we'll have a look at them again, probably. But that's what I found this morning. I guess I was digging for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. This one my wife found just sitting on a rock. She was sitting on a rock looking at the ground below her and just digging away, and found a bit of smoky quartz. But all this other stuff was found in the sieve.
So back home again, and we have the total amount of what I've found during our trip, and we went on 3 digs and we found plenty of this topaz, followed by very little sapphire and zircon there, plenty of this black spinel, and we also found some quartz like citrine and a light smoky quartz. A lot of these topaz are tiny, but there are quite a few cutters, as you can see, and I was happy to find that because I enjoy faceting topaz. It is my favourite gem. Now, I've never faceted black spinel, but I've been told this stuff polishes really nicely, so I'll be cutting some of that also. So here's a close-up of all the topaz we found. Many of these topaz are too small to facet. The one I'm holding is a nice little cutter, and obviously there are bigger ones in there. In terms of the total time to find these topaz, I'm looking at around about 8 hours of digging time, which is not bad considering what we did find on the whole trip. Of course, a lot of the gems we found were too small to facet, but that's not the point. The whole point is getting out and about, having fun, prospecting, and that's what it's all about. So here's a selection of the sapphires we found. They are all very tiny, and none of them I could really facet. They're all little bombs, but once again they were fun to find, and they will remain part of my collection as a memento, as a reminder of my trip that I did find them in Tasmania. So here are a few zircons that I found in Tasmania. Just like the sapphires, they are once again very tiny, not worth faceting in my opinion, but fun to find. So unlike the sapphires and the zircons, the spinels are very large in Tasmania, a lot larger than on the mainland, and I've been told that these will cut quite well and polish quite well. Now, they are not transparent, so you'd be looking at a very highly polished black gem. So last but not least, we have the quartz we found in the Ringarooma River. 2 jelly bean gems, and they actually look quite nice. I believe that they are citrine. I may be wrong, so maybe some Tassie prospectors could confirm that. And we have a lighter piece of elongated smoky quartz. My wife found that, so that was a real bonus for her to find her own gem in Tasmania. So we're getting closer to the end of another video. I would like to thank everyone for taking the time to watch my videos. I hope you enjoy them. So take care of yourselves, and until the next video, it's bye for now.